Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing enough to make this world a better place. And truth is, I don't know. I follow my heart. I do what I feel is right. But I feel like sometimes, well, most of the time, especially now, with all this chaos happening all around the world, I feel like I'm in the midst of a buffalo run. If anybody doesn't know what a buffalo run is, the Native Americans used to have what's called a buffalo run. Essentially, they would sneak up on a herd of buffalo and they would stampede off a cliff. These buffalo would just run, and to their death. They would just end up falling off this cliff, and they have no way of stopping or going in reverse because of the momentum of the hundreds of buffalo are just creating a buffalo run. I feel like I'm in the midst of a buffalo run, and I see the cliff coming, and if I was to simply stop, I feel like I would get trampled, as would anybody else. But what could I do in the midst of that is I could stop in my mind. I could turn to the other buffalo heading towards the cliff with me and saying, "Look, we're about to die. Maybe we should slow down a little bit. Maybe we should just slow down." And that could save a lot of buffalo. Am I making sense? Sometimes we do what we feel is right, and then we feel like we're set back because someone needs to step in and get in our way or disrespect us, violate our freedoms and liberties for the sake of not a better world, but for the sake of the status quo that they've become accustomed to, that they're comfortable in, even though it's suffocating them. I'm a chiropractor. If you would have told me that 10 years ago that I was going to be a chiropractor, I would have been like, what? I wanted to be a filmmaker, a TV producer. I wanted to utilize the mainstream media to put forth something positive, to send out a positive message. And after I graduated and got my degree in mass communication, I realized that that was nearly impossible because they're not about spreading positive messages. They're about ratings and advertising and telling people what they want people to hear. Becoming a chiropractor came as a bit of a surprise because essentially, well, it's a long story, but I felt this awakening inside of me. I felt that it was my purpose. And I can't emphasize enough the importance of following your heart. Even when there are setbacks, even when there's questions that you may have, it's important to follow your heart. It's important to do what you feel is right. Because what you feel is right in your heart is most likely, most definitely right, not just for you, but for the rest of the world. There is a famous quote in chiropractic by B.J. Palmer, who helped to develop chiropractic. It goes, "You never know how far-reaching something you may think, say, or do will affect the lives of millions tomorrow." And I know that there are a lot of people out there who probably think that they're a minority when they speak up for freedom, for liberty, against tyranny. And I just want those people to know that you're not alone, and you need to keep on doing what you're doing, because you are helping people. You are helping people to wake up. And I don't want you to think for 1 minute that you are failing in this. I think it's important, especially now, for people to acknowledge that the tyranny, the police state, the downfall of the economy, the New World Order is a reality. We need to acknowledge it. We need to become aware of it. We need to stop denying it and making excuses for it. Waking up doesn't hurt. It actually feels really good. Because when you wake up, you can see, you can stretch, you can move. It feels good. You're not vulnerable like when you're sleeping and still and your eyes are closed and you can't see. You matter. You might be just one person, but you are an important person. There is no one in the world like you. There is no one in the world that will ever be like you. You are here for a reason. You matter. You might say, well, I don't matter. I'm just, this one person. Nobody pays attention to me. But you know what? Well, actually, I don't know what to say after that. You do matter. It only takes one domino to knock down a line of 1,000,000. You're not failing. Follow your heart. Open your mind. Open your eyes. Breathe deep. You matter. You matter very much. And don't ever stop being who you are.